We have a weather impact alert this morning. We've been talking about it. Extreme heat continues to hit Northeast Ohio. And while it is important to keep yourself cool, you shouldn't forget about your pets. So Dave's in Studio B this morning with more on how you can make sure your pet isn't overheating. This is important, Dave.
Oh, so important, Danita. You are correct. We're several days into the extreme heat, and while we're making sure that we stay hydrated and out of the direct sun, we've got to do the same for our four-legged friends. So joining us now from the Cleveland APL is Animal Care Manager Paulina Kozakowski. Paulina, thank you so much for being in this morning.
Thank you for having us.
And you can see Control right here. Oh my goodness, Control is amazing. We'll get to Control here in a few minutes, but I want to start out with just the basics. My wife and I were just talking about this yesterday. I feel like we haven't been able to get our dog out for the long walks that we want to right now. So how do we get our dogs out right now for the walks that they need? But with this heat, that's difficult.
Yeah, so obviously keeping in mind that with the extreme temperatures that you're trying to take them out super early in the morning. If you are taking them out during the day, trying to find some shady spots. Keeping the walks a little bit shorter than they typically are, or walking them later at night. Some of the other things to keep in mind is that there are indoor things that you can do with them, like enrichment activities, so things like frozen Kongs, even frozen popsicles, so just taking their food, putting it in some water and freezing it for a little bit. It keeps them not only occupied and cool, obviously in the home, but it does keep their mind busy. So if they can't get outside for longer durations of time, at least they have that.
Yeah, that's a good tip. Yeah, you almost have to, we get stuck in our patterns, right?
Yep.
You have to make sure that, you're going out of your way for your pets right now. How common is heat stroke in pets?
I want to say it's 1 in 5 dogs can actually die from heat stroke. So it's pretty common if you're not looking for the signs of it. Obviously, you're looking for things like excessive panting. They're going to feel really hot to the touch. They don't sweat, obviously, like humans do. You're also going to look for just extreme lethargy. So they're not really going to be moving around a whole lot. Obviously, you're also going to look at just their overall picture. So if he's lethargic, heavy panting, stuff like that.
So you mentioned some of the things that you can do inside, but what are some other things that you can do for your pets besides just having water around?
You obviously want to make sure that they're not outside for long periods of time, but other things that you can keep in mind, keeping things like sprinklers or even baby pools in the backyard if you are taking them out so they have access to just cool water, or making sure that they're not super active. So dogs that are typically running around outside, like my 2 at home, who have not been doing that because of how hot it's been outside, just making sure that they have access to the indoors or shade as much as possible.
And you guys, unfortunately, have to jump into service, right? When you see pets that are not being taken care of?
Yeah, we do. And we get a lot of calls, especially for extreme heat. I mean, Control obviously originally came to us as a dog that was outside. So on a day like today, we would have gotten a call about him right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, let's talk about Control a little bit. 5.5 years old. Control, what do we see in Control? How did you come about Control, and what kind of dog is he?
So he's a bully mix. He came to us originally through our humane investigations team, who went out and came in with 2 other dogs. So we originally found them. He was, I think, the most emaciated out of the 3, so very skinny. And we noticed that as he was starting to gain a little bit of weight, he was also limping. So we did some x-rays, confirmed that he had a double ACL tear, which then, led to some fundraising to get that surgery paid for. And then he had the surgery and has been in recovery and doing well ever since.
Control likes paper, it seems like I do.
He likes just about anything. Attention, paper, treats, huh?
Oh my gosh. So you have a new adoption promotion, isn't that correct?
We do. It started yesterday. So it's 50% off of all of our adoption fees for just about anything in the building. So adult dogs, cats, kittens, puppies, even our small mammals are part of the promotion as well.
Okay, so that's a big deal, no question. Wow. So Control, before we go, are there any other tips that you might have that we haven't discussed yet so far with beating this heat right now with these pets?
I mean, I think I covered a bulk of it. The other thing that I would just keep in mind is that if you are taking them outside, that you're with them. Yes. So fenced in backyards, just to keep a close eye on them. I mean, you're also not taking them in your car or leaving them in your car when you go to places. Heat exhaustion happens a lot faster in a car than it does sometimes outside because they're in that enclosed space. Even if you have a car that's got AC that can keep running, it's just not worth taking them out right now.
Okay. And about how many dogs do you have right now that are available?
We have 43 available dogs for adoption right now. Yep.
All right. All right, hey, Control. Good dog. Yeah, give me a kiss goodbye. All right. Thank you so much for being in here. This was awesome to have you this morning. Some great tips. And hey, we got to beat that heat, Matt Wentz, no doubt, huh?
Yeah, you do. And great tips on keeping those dogs and animals safe here in the heat, because they are just like us, right? They get hot as well, and that heat's certainly a danger to them. All right.